Okay, welcome Raiders. Hello, I am DJ Lonnie Love. If this is your first time here, this is me. I'm a professional DJ, amateur teacher. Let me say hello to everybody. Leicester with the 15 months. Dr. Octopus with the 18 months. Holy moly, we're gonna be coming up on 2 years soon with some of you. I see you, M. Nucci. Welcome to Bray Smiles 97. Foodie Canadian. Welcome back to John, Alt Tabby. Grand Duke of Hell, welcome. We got Pink Sunshines. We got a level 2 Hype Train. Matt D. Scully Red Hawk. My Zomatosis 777. It's all good. We are just getting started. Tufik, Elephine, So You Weenie, welcome. Cool Cats EZ, hello. Rafid the Pirate, welcome back. We got Null Property. Oh my goodness. DJ Ghost Bear, thank you for the 19-month streak. Damiano, thank you for the 100 bits. Psych Logic with the 7 months. Mr. J, welcome. Out of my head. Yo, it's perfect. You're in the right place. Tonight's stream is very much beginner friendly. For those of you who are new, a little background about me. I'm a DJ. I'm 1/3 of Club Mesh. That's me right there on stage. And I've DJ'd for audiences as large as 23,000 people. And I've DJ'd for audiences as small as just me and bartenders. I am well versed on all types of gear, vinyl, CDJs, Serato, record box, controllers, Juiced, which is the software for a lot of Hercules controllers. But we'll jump into that in just a bit. I just want to give everybody a warm welcome. Oh my goodness, Rockstar rating with a party of 4. Thank you, Rockstar. Welcome. We got Dance Electric back in the chat. DJ Fat Robot, thank you for the follow. Increasingly Phil, good to see you. We got a level 2 Hype Train who wants to take us to level 3. There she does it. There she goes. Rockstar, happy 16 months. Thank you so much. Right now, I've got the Hercules Impulse 300, and I'm specifically showing you this controller because it is among the most affordable of controllers. Because like I said, I think making a smaller investment is kind of the way to go. You can always upgrade, but there's no reason to spend thousands when you can spend hundreds to get started. If you do have a little bit more to spend, I actually really love the Hercules Impulse 500 because that one's compatible with Juiced and Serato. So it's 2 different softwares. But if you're just like, hey, what is the least I can spend to get started, you can do this controller right here. B-Boy Will, thank you for the 100 bits. Nurse Goth, good to see you in the chat. Dark and Chaos, thank you for the 200 bits. So this controller here will run you about $200. If you can spring and spend 300, the 500, the Impulse 500 that myself, Miss Chess Knight, and Dial Jess have been playing on, that is my personal favorite. This one's great in that it can fit into a carry-on suitcase. The Impulse is a little bit bigger, so it won't fit inside your suitcase, but it is the same dimensions as a carry-on, so you could bring it onto a plane. Fame the Pain, good to see you. Hey Tabbington, it's all right. We'll give you a little hall pass. I want to give some people time to pull up, so we'll kick off class formally in about like 5 to 7 minutes. In the meantime, we've got a hype train in case you'd like to show some love with some bits or resubbing. We're on level 3 at 76%. Russ! Thank you so much for gifting that sub. And Dance Electric with 100 bits. And oh my goodness, Kawaii Guy dropping a 10 piece? Come on. Thank you so much. Shout out the Kawaii Guy. He is an awesome streamer, content creator, and staff member at Twitch. Dude, thank you so much for stopping in. Thanks for supporting the stream. DJ Lovesap, thank you for the 5 piece. JS Bruin Law, thank you for the 100 bits. Hawkbear 102, welcome. Yo, what a wonderful way to start the stream. Thank you so much. I am so excited. You guys, can you see? I got like a little goosebumps. I'm just excited. And maybe a little bit nervous because, you know when you're really passionate about something and you want to make sure you help everyone start off on the right foot? No pressure. Thank you, Simi. One and only, thank you for the 100 bits. Alright, so we've just got like cruise controller. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the 300 bits. We've got like 3 minutes left on this hype train, and that'll be perfect because it'll just enough buffer time for anyone who's running tardy. In the meantime, let me show you. This is our kind of what I've got planned for tonight as well as upcoming streams. This is going to be a 4-part series. Tonight is night 1. We're going to go over mixer layout, song structure, cue points, beat matching, transitions, organizing your music library, and we are going to do a giveaway at the end of the series. I'm going to go ahead and share the link to enter. You can only enter while I am live. So the command is giveaway. You can enter in every stream, so you can enter a maximum of 4 times. Each time you tune in, you can fill out the little Google form. It will literally take you like 30 seconds. I just need your email and your Twitch handle, and a winner will be randomly selected. There we go. There's the giveaway link in the chat. Squatterbug, thank you for the 100 bits. And if at any point you have questions or maybe some feedback on volume, because I know that my voice will kind of fluctuate as I get excited and all that, just let me know. There's the link again in the chat. And I'll be sharing it throughout the stream. The mods will help out too. So if you miss it right now, I'm sure it will pop up again. I also have a timer set, so you should be seeing it like a few times within the hour. We've got 50 seconds left on our Fipe train. Thank you again to everyone who's thrown down some bits, some subs, supporting the stream, growing the community. A special thank you to Kawaii Guy Freaking legend. Dropping 10 subs in the community. All right. So I'm going to turn off the music for just a sec to officially kick off today's lesson, and then I'm just going to keep some music in the background as we go through the mixer. How's that sound? You guys hear me okay? So this is the Hercules Impulse 300. This is one of the many models that the brand has. The software that we're using today is Juiced. It's made specifically by the folks at Hercules, and this is a controller made for that software. Like I mentioned, another model I really love is the Hercules Impulse 500, which is a tier up from this. That one I feel like is even closer to like industry standard gear. It has a mic input, more aux inputs, and I think you get really great value out of it. But I did want to demo on something more affordable because I know not everyone has $300 to start their DJ journey. So what's great about this controller is the fundamentals of every mixer is going to be kind of the same. Whether you're on a Hercules or something from another brand, what we're going to go over today will be applicable. So I know some of you mentioned you have your own controller already. Actually, I would love to know kind of who I'm chatting with over here. So where are you in your DJ journey? Are you beginner, intermediate, professional? And what kind of gear or setup are you working with? Let's start by talking about these knobs here. This is basically the mixer, right? In a classic setup, you'll have 2 turntables or 2 CDJs, and right in the middle is your mixer. That's everything. That's the brains, the controller. That's where all the magic happens. That's where you do the bulk of your work as a DJ will happen right here. Brad Robin, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so I see we got a few beginners. We got a pro. Okay, we got a couple pros, but a lot of beginners. Love it. Got an intermediate-ish. Okay, cool. Well, so for those of you who are intermediate learners or pros, this will be a fun refresher. And if I miss anything, feel free to chime in. So there are 2 places. There's a bunch of gains. Places to adjust the volume essentially is the gain. So there's the master volume. I don't want to blow your ears out, but all right, that should make it louder, right? And now it's gonna turn it all the way off. I think you shouldn't hear music now. And then you should hear some music because I'm adjusting the master gain. The master is actually the last one we want to touch out of the 3 gains that we have. You want to start with the master kind of low. So there's the master, there's the channel gain, and channel fader. The fader is this knob right here, or this fader, fade in and out. And then typically the channel gain will be a rotary knob, and that's the next one that you use to adjust. And you usually want to have your gain so that you're just working with these 2 first, and kind of tapping the yellow or even into the red a smidge. And then from there, you adjust the master last. If you have the master turned all the way up, that doesn't give you a lot of room to play with these here. So I'll use my left hand so I don't block the view. So like I said, there's 3 places where you're controlling volume: your channel fader, your channel gain, and your master. And the order you want to adjust, you want the master kind of lower because you want the most control to come from these 2 here. Does that make sense? I'm hooked up into an audio interface. So an audio interface will give you the ability to control the volume as it feeds into your OBS. We'll talk about that probably like lesson 4, but I do have a video about using a mobile audio interface or one like a Scarlett on YouTube. Yay! Okay, awesome. So I'm glad that made sense. And now, within each side, so there's channel 1, channel 2. They do the same exact thing, left, right. And these knobs are what you're going to use to basically seamlessly transition from one side to the other, or even layer songs. You know, a blend, a sick mashup. So here we've got 3 EQs. EQs essentially control specific frequencies within a track. So you've kind of been hearing the same track in the background. I'll loop it so you can hear how it sounds with the different EQs adjusted. Okay, so this is the track in all its glory. Let's cut the highs. Whoops, gotta use my left hand. Okay. So cutting out the highs, it sounds a little muffled, right? But maybe the part of the track we want to layer with something else is mainly the lower end, like the bass. Or maybe we like the mids. Some songs, you know, there's too much bass, so you cut out the bass, you turn up the mids. And so basically, these 3 little knobs here give you the ability to control how something sounds. And it gives you the ability to seamlessly blend or layer tracks together. So when you guys see me DJ a lot, I often will turn down the highs or the lows right before I mix in another track. So same thing on this side. You know, it's so funny. I spent so much time setting this up, and it just now occurred to me that my right hand is not ideal. It blocks everything. So we're gonna give myself, today's gonna be a challenge because I'm going to use my left hand. I'm right hand dominant. But if I can do it with my left hand, that means you can do it with whatever, you know. And then right below these 3 EQs is a filter knob, which is something you would use to help even more with your transitions, help enhance how well it flows together. See how it created that really nice sweeping sound? That's a really handy knob to use, but I always like to start with focusing on the EQs because they're the same on every mixer. The filters will vary from, you know, manufacturer to manufacturer, mixer to mixer, So I really like to focus on these 3 as your fundamentals, and I'll do, in I think this lesson 2 or 3, we'll go all through effects that are specific to this model and like the 500. But like I said, these 3 are the same everywhere. The channel faders, crossfaders, the gains, same on every mixer. Okay, right hand doesn't block that much, so that's good to know, thank you. So, let's talk about the crossfader. It's this guy right here. So there's a few ways to mix between tracks. Okay. Actually, let me pick a different track. Hold on. Let's see. Let's do... So currently I'm layering 2 tracks. Actually, that's not a great one to do either. Give me a second. I'm gonna figure this out. Which track would work best? Working with royalty-free songs, guys. These aren't my usual song selections, so I'm a little less familiar with them. My name is Naya. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so there's 2 ways to transition between songs. We could use the channel faders. We can bring one up as we bring the other down, right? This is them layered. Elevens, thank you for the follow. So we're going from one to the other just with the channel faders. And that was clean. Like, these are, fairly simple tracks. There's not any vocals. The drum patterns and bass lines aren't too crazy. Layer them, sound great. But the crossfader is really handy for transitioning as well. Okay, so un-EQ'd those tracks, like that part right there is a little bit busy. So that's what you would use your EQ for, but like for certain songs and genres like hip hop, or if you're doing wordplay, as in you're jumping from one song that has a similar word to another or phrasing, crossfader is a really quick way to jump in and out of a track. Oops, let me bring in another song again. So right now, because the crossfader is on this side, we're hearing music from channel 2. And then we're going to bring it over to the other side, and that will play music from channel 1. Does that make sense? Channel 1. If I had 2 tracks that sounded more alike, it'd be more fun. So let me browse and see if I can find more comparable tracks. Yeah, this crossfader is great. There's no stickiness to it. It's super smooth. Which for again, such an affordable controller. It's really great to see. Oh, sorry, I just realized I was mixing in headphones. Okay. Thank you, Black Girl Gamer. Yeah, a lot of entry-level controllers, like, the knobs will feel literally like a toy. You know, like, there's no heaviness to them. I think the knobs on the 500 have more weight than these ones, but this still feels like of decent quality, like it's not going to pop off. I've definitely used some entry-level controllers where I'm like, dang, this feels like playing with, you know, soda bottle tops or something. Nurse Goth, happy 5 months. Welcome back to the sub club. Squatter Bag, B-Boy Will, thank you each for the 100 bits. Sorry, I got sidetracked. What am I doing? I'm supposed to show you more Crossfader examples. Give me a sec here. Let's see, is this... So right now in my headphones, I am previewing a track. I'll explain what that means. Okay, so you see there's this button right here, Master. I'm actually mixing completely in my headphones because I don't want the microphone to pick up on the music that I'm playing. In my usual studio setup, I'm using a mic that's kind of far enough from everything, but in tonight's location, I needed things to be more isolated. Okay, anyways. Let me find a track here. There is no try, bro. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so because this master button is engaged, that means I hear the music in my headphones exactly the way that you hear it in the output. I've got RCAs running out of here into XLR, into my Focusrite audio interface for you to hear. And in my headphones, like as I'm telling you, like, oh, I'm picking a song, I'm hitting these headphone buttons so I can hear that track. So I can hear the track on channel 1, now I hear the track on channel 2. So that's called queuing. It's a way to preview a song specifically in your headphones before you play it out to the crowd. You know, like sometimes when I'm DJing a dance party and I'm like, oh, what song do I want to play next? I'm literally like flipping through like half a dozen songs in like 30 seconds before I make my next move. Yeah, so when things are lit up, it means it's engaged. So right now in my headphones, I can hear the master. And I'm trying to figure out what my next track will be on channel 2, so I'll hit this to turn it on. And so now I hear 2 songs in my head, in my headphones. So see, on channel 2, it's a little low, and that's because I have things EQ'd, which cuts out some of the music. But bringing up the EQ and the gain, now both channels are about the same volume. these songs actually sound okay layered. It's a little busy, so I'm gonna turn down the highs on one side. Okay, that sounds better. I am matching BPM manually. There are sync features on almost everything now, but I don't like to use the sync because maybe I'm old school, but I don't totally trust the software. So I'd rather do it myself. But there's no shortage of tutorials to show you how to use sync. I just think if you can train your ear, you'll be in a better place. Also, it's really not that hard because there's little things like this. So you see right here, there's just a lot of visual cues, especially on the Hercules, that will tell you which direction to move something to beat match. But in general, like on the screen, it will tell you what BPM something is, and you can kind of bring it so that the two numbers are close to one another and know that you're in the safe zone. That said, the software AI is getting better and better at syncing tracks. But I think that I'm not anti-technology. In fact, I love it. But I don't think sync is one of the advancements I'm a huge fan of. I'd rather hear you mess up a little bit, like a little fudge, than have everything be super perfect but sterile because a robot did it, you know? Oh my goodness. Yo! Miles Medina, what a stream to raid me on. Guys, please welcome the amazing Miles Medina. He is an amazing DJ. Like, he's so talented. DJ, turntablist, the man's a legend. And here I am, like, doing DJ 101 lessons. Welcome, Raiders. I'm DJ Lonnie Love. Thanks for pulling up. This is me. I'm a professional DJ, but I'm no legend like Miles. I'm just, a little nerd hanging out in my corner of the internet. But I have played for large audiences, such as these ones, and I'm well versed on turntables, CDJs, record box, Serato, and now Juiced. So I'm just demoing on this controller here. It's the Hercules Impulse 300. It's one of the most affordable controllers you can use to get started. 300, did I say 300? The other one that I really love is the 500. If you can spend like $300, I would spring for the 500 model. But if you're looking to spend as little as possible, I think you can spend like $150, $200 to get like the 200 and 300 models. Thank you, Chess. Yeah, I am pretty well versed in many genres. It's how we roll with over at Club Mesh. It's myself, Dial Jazz, Miss Chess Knight. We love many genres of music because I don't know about you, but if I look at the music that I've listened to in the past year, it really spans all genres. So the music I play is a reflection of that. Thank you, Livin' Proof, another amazing DJ in the chat, joining us from San Francisco. Welcome to Angelica Loves Jazz, DJ Rocksteady. Hey, it's Mike Easy, Ken's Drunk. Welcome, guys. Thank you again to Miles for the raid, and welcome, Raiders. Today, I'm going to be a bit of like Wizard of Oz. You're just going to see my hands. Or maybe they're not my hands, maybe they're someone else's. Okay, so I was just demoing Crossfader for y'all. Let me get back to that. So we have 2 beat matched tracks, and like I said, you can just, for a beginner, you could go just with the little channel faders. Oh, look at that. It's smooth. It's all right. It's all right. It's not fancy, but it does the job. You know, if you're just starting out and you're like, I'm just a selector. I'm just going to play one song and kind of smoothly blend. That's one way to do it. If you are doing wordplay or maybe playing with higher energy tracks, you can use a crossfader. And that will help you cut from one song to the other. Gotta find another track that's more similar to this one. Let me see. Okay, so I'm cueing in my headphones, right? I'm not gonna play for you what I'm previewing because I want to make sure it will work. So I'm hitting the little headphone cue, and in my headphones, I'm picking a track for channel 1, and you're hearing channel 2 because this is up. You see there's music playing right there. Deja Blue 5, thank you for the follow. Okay, I think this will work. Let's see. G the T, thank you for the follow. So like I said, crossfader, just real quick. Snap. And snap. Alright, so let's talk about song structure. So we've gone over the layout of the controller. Each of these platters, that's what these are called, they control the music, right? So you can use them to nudge a record, speed it up just a little bit manually, or slow it down, or stop it all together, you know, and then everybody's favorite, they're like, a little backspin, but we'll get into that in the future lesson. But for now, let's talk about song structure. So most music, especially Western music, it's like on a 4-count grid, especially when we think about dance music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can set cue points anywhere, but if you're just starting your DJ journey, a really easy way to get started is by setting your cue point on the 1. B-Boy will also look into the Impulse 500. And I've got a link there. It's an affiliate link in that it lets the brand know that you found them through me. I don't get any kickback or anything, but I would love it if you click the link just so they know that, you maybe were interested after watching the stream. Ryan La Persona, thank you for the follow. Fame the Pain, perhaps. I right now wanted to start with the 300. I think we'll see how the next one goes. Yeah, like if you can spend $300, you're gonna get the most bang for your buck with the 500. But if you're like, that's just more than I'm comfortable spending, then you could start with as little as like 150 and get the 200. This one here is $200, the 300 model. I'm saying so many numbers. I feel like I'm gonna stumble somewhere. I'm slightly dyslexic. Okay, so what did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, song structure and cue points. Okay, so these pads here allow you to set cue points. So let's do... Alright, so I set one cue point at the very beginning of the song. This cue point I set because I like to have one at the beginning where there's just like some nice drums. It gives me room to basically layer this track with something else. And then I typically like to set another cue point where I hear a modulation in the song. Okay, so there's that voice that comes in, right? So let's bring it back. Let's find that cue point, or find where it comes in, and I'll set a cue point there. Okay, so it comes in right there. I think there's a default little echo when you stop the music in the software, which is pretty dope because if you're a beginner, you just get like an automatic like, ooh, nice, okay. All right, so I have two cue points now. The very beginning, all drums. And then now I have this one for vocals. And if I messed up, so I'm like, oh, I don't want that. I can hold shift, tap the button, and it's gone. Right. So easy. So to add the cue. Okay, kind of like that part, right? There's like, okay, bring that down. There was like a nice little kind of echo. The music kind of drops a little bit. That might serve me well for another transition, so I'll mark that. A little ee. Yo, there's an Amazon Echo in my apartment and it's talking to me. I got spooked. I was like, where did that come from? Freaking AI. You know, when my partner and I moved in together, I was like, it's me or Echo. And somehow she's still here. GFunk420, thank you for the follow. I think she was referred to as Alexa for a while, and then we renamed her. We brought her back to Echo. But yeah, Alexa, Echo, whatever. She's annoying. Oh, I shouldn't say her name. She's gonna come after me. Okay, thank you. Thank you, production. Yeah, this is a nice track. Okay, so and then sometimes I like to set cue points as a visual reminder versus just a place to jump to. So like these ones I'm setting with the intention of like if I want to quickly mix to a certain part of the song. But sometimes towards the tail end of a song, I'll also put a cue point, either because I'm like, ooh, I don't like the breakdown, or I set the cue point to tell myself mix out before the whole track kind of drops out. So there's a number of reasons or ways to use cue points. Traditionally on vinyl, a cue point was just like a little sticker, like a little circle sticker, and you'd place it on the record so you'd know where the needle would go. So having these pads is like awesome, makes it so easy, and that's why you might get like some haters sometimes who will be like, yo, I'm vinyl only, da da da, and like much respect. But this is the way forward, so no shame in using cue pads. Some people like to set their cue points in the same place for every track, like especially if they play house music, they might decide that they want to set it 4 or 8 bars out, so that they can consistently use cue point to cue point. For me personally, I don't do it that way because I just have such a large variety of genres and song selections. It just doesn't work for me like that. But I do generally, like I said, tend to look for a place where it's instrumental, because I know that I like to blend a lot, and I also like to set one where the vocals come in, because some intros are really long, and I'm like, we don't need to listen to a minute of this. And sometimes there are tracks where I don't necessarily love the verse, I just want to go straight to the hook. I'll set a cue point there, like thinking about Pharrell's Lemon track with Rihanna. I love her verse the most, so I'll just like jump straight to that via a cue point. And yes, we will talk about looping. I feel like that will be a lesson 2 thing, but there are a number of ways to do loops. You can do it with these buttons here, or you can use the roll feature. So, man, I feel like I'm doing 100 things between keeping up with the chat and teaching a lesson. Let me get caught up on your comments. Sausage Clown, same. I'm not really a fan of music elitism. I will admit that when I was a young baby DJ, and I had turntables, I kind of felt like, I wanted to be like, I have turntables, therefore like I put in, a bigger commitment and investment into DJing. But as I became a more seasoned DJ, I learned that's really just like not what it's about, like at all. And that's why I'm now so passionate about sharing knowledge, because I think that the more people who are interested about DJing and the more people who kind of pursue it, that's just more people who appreciate the art form and will appreciate what you do. Abundance mindset, guys. Yes, it is called rolls. So a loop is this in and out button The roll is like a quick way to loop. But like I said, I'll spend more time talking about that in my next lesson. Today, I just really want to focus on how to at least get you blending in and out real quick. So let's go back to song structure and counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you want to get more advanced with it, you could go 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. And that's you counting bars. For most mixing, I would say you want to learn to count up to at least 8, because that's how most things are kind of written and produced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. And so you'll typically want to set your cue point on the 1 or the beginning of the next one, but like you really want to look for the one that's the beginning of the 8 count. Does that make sense? And yes, house music is among the easiest of genres to mix, which is why when I go see DJs, like house DJs play, I'm like really looking for you to do some clean ass blends. Like if you're train wrecking as a house DJ, like what is you doing? It's like you're playing with Lego blocks, man. Shouldn't be train wrecking. If you're jumping from genre to genre, like I can be a little more forgiving. So maybe let's jump genres. Let's see what else we got in our crate of royalty-free songs, yeah? Let's see what we got. Ooh. I did go through a ton of them, and I chose ones that I was like, you know, I'm not mad at it. But I'm not as familiar with these tracks, so this will be a sonic adventure for all of us. Ooh. Shad Radical, Happy 11 Months. Okay, I'm bopping with it. Welcome to the Hercules stream. I'm DJ Lonnie Love, your instructor for this evening. JT Money, thank you. Ooh. It's funky. A little dark and moody. Okay, we can work with this. Let me find another track to kind of jump around with. Okay, I'm turning on my other heads. Ooh. I'm not sure this is... Ooh. There's a lot happening on this side. I will play it for you guys. Okay. Actually, maybe I'll cue this one so you can kind of hear what I'm doing right now. So I'm like, ooh, okay. I'm gonna go to the beginning of the track, set a cue point at the very beginning. This one's called Rock the Place. Oh. I feel like DJ Snake was definitely inspo for this. It's a banger. Royalty free. Banger. Yes, guys, enter for the giveaway. We're going to be giving away a Hercules learning kit at the end of the series. This is a 4-part series. Tonight is night 1. In the learning kit, you will find a Hercules Impulse 200, which is a little smaller than this, a set of monitors, aka some speakers, and headphones. Everything you need to start your DJ journey. I'm so excited. It's one of my biggest giveaways to date. Wandering Cascadia, thank you so much for gifting that sub. Okay, so a couple ways to jump around in a track. You could use your computer. So over here, off screen, got my laptop. I could click on the track within the software. Or if you want to do it kind of similar to how you would, say, vinyl, you can just manually turn the jog wheel back. All right, let's set a cue point. Boom. So we got a cue point for that. A little intro. Ooh. A little reverse riser action. And then let's set a cue point at the first beat. So I'm holding the platter with one hand, and I use the other hand to tap for a cue point. When I do that kind of transition, how do I avoid making that sound severe? So, like this sound sometimes can work, like if you're trying to be dramatic about what you're about to drop, right? Or the fact that a new song's coming. But if you don't want your audience to hear it, what you would be doing is you'd be playing another song, right? And then you would be cueing it in your headphones. So you do all this noisy stuff, but you do it just in your headphones with this engaged. Schmelly Cat, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay. Let's go back to channel 2, and we'll figure out some cue points for that, and then we'll jump between these two tracks. Okay, so I feel like that little, where it gets loud is probably a good place to set a cue point. So we have this little dramatic reverse riser. We have the first count. I usually set my cue points when I'm organizing my music, actually. Sometimes I'll do it live, like if I didn't have time to go through the songs ahead of time. But ideally, you want to be practicing enough at home so that when you're playing live or streaming, you're ready to go. If you're not practicing before you play out, like how are you gonna get better? Practice is like really important. Like some DJs, once they start working a lot, they don't practice at home, and the sad thing about that is you don't get to experiment, right? Like, how are you going to stumble across those beautiful accidents or new combos that you wouldn't have thought of? Because when you have an audience, you have to play it safe. So I really think, as you start your DJ journey and kind of figure out like what type of time to invest into this commitment, like you definitely should be practicing before you have your first gig, and then after you have your first gig, before your next one, you should be practicing. Like, if you're doing it while you're at a gig, you're just going to be doing whatever's safe and whatnot. But if you're at home, you can really make sure that's the best. Live mix radio, I agree. It definitely gets addictive once you get into it. You're like, oh man, it feels so good to make such clean blend. Obi-Wan Kenobi, welcome back. Today we're focusing on tossing it back from one side to the other. Little DJ 101. Let me find another beat in the head. Let's see that beat's not hype enough. Okay, rock the place. What about some So on the other side right now, I'm trying to figure out my cue points. Ring the alarm. Yeah, this unit fits into a carry-on bag, which is quite nice. All right, so talked about... Let's do a little recap of what we've gone through so far. And like I said, this is just part 1 of 4, so we will get to things like looping, how to organize your music, how to blend, more techniques for beat matching. Yeah, honestly, I'm not mad at this track. I think this track is a nice dreamy one. Oh, it changes right here, so I want to mark a cue point for like when it gets a little dark and moody. Okay. Yeah, I'll do a little recap of what we've gone through so far, and then if you have questions after the recap, then I'll have you type them in the chat and I'll kind of go through and catch up. So let's see, we talked about the layout of the mixer. So this is a controller. A controller is an all-in-one piece of gear. It's your mixer, which is the centerpiece right here. It mixes deck 1 and deck 2, and then each side controls a track, right? So we have this platter here, deck 1. If I put my hand on it, I'm stopping the record. If I let go, it continues to play. So with a CDJ, you would kind of see it visually turning. With a record on a turntable, you'd see like the phase or the record moving. Same concept here. Again, you can touch the record to stop it or let it continue spinning. You can use the edges of it to speed it up or slow it down. So speed it up by pushing it forward, slow it down by spinning it back. Okay, we talked about volume and gain staging. So you always want the master to be on the lower side because you want the most control out of your channel faders, which are these here. Okay. And then after you have this all the way up, then you adjust your channel gain, which is another place where you adjust the volume. Okay, so now between this channel fader and the channel gain, we are at tapping the yellow. A little flash of red is good. If it's a constant red, that means it's too hot and you're redlining, which means it's too loud. It runs a very high probability that your music will end up sounding crunchy, and that's not what we want. Yeah, Tab, it's a built-in effect. It's pretty sick. It's like a default. Like they really made it so beginner friendly. I've just began dabbling in it today, and it's fairly intuitive. They even have it set up so that you could watch tutorials right within the software, and not have to jump from screen to screen. I'm like, do you even need me? You guys don't need me. But you're gonna get like the Lonnie Love like hot takes and, you know, insider information from these streams. But like I said, there's no shortage of teachers. I just hope that by doing these streams, you know, you're hearing like my point of view as someone who's been DJing for 14 years across different platforms. Oh, okay, so cue points. You can use that to kind of jump to where you want, but what I like to do, because the sensitivity of pads varies from controller to controller, I usually like to hit the cue point and hold my hand on it and then release the record to make it play. Like sometimes you know, you guys will see me like tap to bring a song in. But in general, my preferred way to mix is to tap the cue point while I'm holding the record down. Or I'll tap it and then sometimes I'll tap it and then bring it back. But the way I'll bring it in is I'll let go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. These are nice and responsive. I think the cue pads on the 500 are a little bit like heavier, which is good or bad depending on, you know, person preference. Okay, let me catch up on questions. Oh, thank you, Sophie Tucker Daly. I've been talking a lot, so I'll do a little recap, and then I think I'll do a little DJ set, and you can watch me from this point of view. What happens when you don't hold the record while cueing? Oh, it will just kind of jump all over the place, which isn't necessarily bad. Like, usually there's a bit of clashing when I'm jumping from track to track. So like, if I didn't hold the record and I just threw it in, hot mess, right? Like, it's all over the place. So I'm holding the record and I will let go when I feel like is the right point in the song, either a nice break or a beat match. Next week we'll spend more time focusing on transitions, but tonight is just about mixer layout and basic song structure. So there's that nice break there. Perfect place to bring in a new song. These platters don't spin, so it wouldn't be a 100-pound controller. Like, for a platter to spin, it needs to have like a motor, and that would just make it quite heavy and expensive. So if a lot of entry-level controllers, like the platters, are just stationary, and it makes it, maybe it's like less fun than having like lights or a physical moving part, but all in all, it doesn't really affect the DJing experience. Just what I'm most concerned about are typically like these EQs, the filter knob, and the pads. Actually, what's interesting is some of the earlier controllers. I actually bought one of the first ones that was made in like one of the first more, I guess, like up to par industry standard ones. It was promoted by Aeroplane, so I was like, yo, if it's good enough for Aeroplane, it's good enough for me. That controller, instead of having pads, they had small cue points on the side right here. And then DJs started to really love like using cue points, and they would have like a separate MIDI controller for DJs who were playing on turntables or CDJs. And then in more recent years, they started to incorporate the pads into controllers. And then those got so popular that they added it right into the mixer, as you'll see in like some of the industry standard mixers, like the ones that myself and Club Mesh have. Yeah, what Biz said, they're more expensive to have platters and they're heavy. Very heavy. Alright, so talked about our 3 places for controlling volume, right? Channel fader, channel gain. Let me put on a chill track while I chat and see. This one, chill track? No. Yeah, we'll go back to the synthwave track. That was the next one. Okay. So headphones will have headphones will always have a volume knob, so I don't like to blow out my ears. I always keep it a little bit quieter than what I want it to be, because if you're DJing for hours, that's like exposing your ears to a lot of sound. So right now I'm listening to the master in my headphones. I'm hearing the music exactly as it's coming out to you, right? It's coming out through these RCAs into an audio interface that's connecting to my OBS and into your ear holes. I guess before your ear holes, there's like some intermediary, maybe your TV, your laptop, your phone, earbuds, and then your ear holes. We talked about our EQs, right? High, mid, lows. So let's listen to this track without the mids. It's a little muffled, but that is a great way for you to hear my voice as I'm talking, because vocals tend to occupy the mid-range. When I'm excited, it definitely teeters into the high range, but in general, most speaking voices are in the mid-range. Let's cut out the highs. Cutting out the highs is nice when you just want to focus on the beat, or maybe you're, again, it's really handy for blends or layering of tracks. Or sometimes some songs are mastered in such a way that the bass is too loud, so you want to turn down the lows. But without the bass though, doesn't it sound like you're listening to music through like shitty headphones? So you're typically just using that again for like adjusting a track. So you don't have to turn it all the way off. I'm just killing it to help illustrate the point. covered all this middle stuff. Oh, you know what I'm using currently, and we'll talk about this more in future lessons, but what I love about controllers is they tend to have knobs or scroll wheels. So I'm literally jumping through my library right now to pick a song instead of having to reach over into my computer and, scroll. I can just use this jog wheel. Some DJs I've noticed, even seasoned DJs, don't use the jog wheel enough, and they spend so much time on their laptop. And I try to minimize laptop contact. I'll tell you why. Because I'm like, I don't want to be reaching, and I don't want to be looking like I'm checking email. So I really try to do as much as I can off of my controller. That's what it's there for. And if you want to email your mom while you're DJing, more power to you. And then I use the load buttons at the top to then load the song. But yeah, you guys will hopefully when you see me play live and Alani Love Set, like you feel like I'm, giving you a performance and not checking my email. Guess what, Mom? I'm DJing to like 500 people right now, and they're watching me type this email to you. It's like the equivalent of saying hi, Mom, like on a national TV show or something. So listen to this banger. This royalty-free banger. I was like, oh, this is a good find. Oh, we talked about song structure and cue points. So I have one at the beginning for that dramatic bum bum. Incoming banger. Give me a beat. Ooh, okay, right there where that little flute sound. Boom. Okay, so I want to mark a cue point there too, so let's bring it back and hit a third cue point. This song is freaking dope. Hey. Let's go. Drop it low. Get point. This was my favorite of the tracks that I found today. Sheesh! A lot of these tracks are so short though, they're like a minute or a minute and a half, but that's what this cue point's good for. We're gonna loop it and go. One, two, three, four. 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. Alright, did that counting kind of help? Those of you who are maybe not as familiar with song structure, like just tap your feet or clap your hands. Tap your hand, tap your feet to help you keep pace of the music. Is that helpful? And again, you can set the cue points wherever the hell you like, but if it helps you to kind of have a starting point, I generally think that consistently placing your cue points on the one will help you. Hey DJ Baby You, another iconic DJ. DJ Baby You is based in LA. He's a legend. Originally from Canada, but he has residencies in Atlanta and Twitch. Hella good storyteller. The master of blends. Hey baby you, I am doing a little DJ lesson today. Because let's go through another track. Let's see what we got in our bank of royalty-free songs. Hey guys, I'm DJ Lonnie Love. Thanks for tuning in. If you like videos like this, be sure to click subscribe and like this video. Swipe up for more. It's definitely giving me YouTube subscribe music. I'm DJ Lonnie Love. Welcome to my Twitch channel, where sometimes we do DJ 101 lessons, cooking streams, house music sets, throwback sets, and this. Be sure to smash that like button so you don't miss any streams. Oh wait, you gotta hit the notification bell too. Smash the like button, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the chat. I don't know how you weren't following me before, but let that be a reminder to anyone who's tuned in tonight. If you're not already following, in all seriousness, you should do so. We've even got the YouTube subscribe music going on in the back. Come find me on Instagram. It's DJ Lonnie Love. Or join our Discord, clubmesh.life. Shout out to the mod squad for hitting those commands for me. One of them is !giveaway. We're giving away one prize pack to a lucky winner. Will include a Hercules Impulse 200, a pair of speakers, and headphones. Oh guys, I've been talking so much. I feel winded. Normally I stream for like 2-3 hours at a time. We're at just a little over an hour and a half and I am like destroyed. Okay, we're gonna do one quick round of questions and then we're just gonna vibe to some tunes because I think that's all the juice I got for lesson 1. What do you guys think? Feedback, questions, comments. Thank you, Sophie Tucker Daly. Oh, and if you're not already, there's another channel in the Club Mesh universe. There's many channels, actually. There's myself, Dial Jess, Miss Chess Knight, and Club Mesh actually has its own channel where we do kind of an assortment of streams. So if you want the full experience, you should be following 4 channels on Twitch, and then we'll open you up to the world of Mesh Head streamers as well, where you'll find folks like Tabbington, Sophie Tucker Daly, Rockstar. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you liked it, Tufik. Alvin's such a nerd. Thank you for the follow. It's okay. You can bring questions to me next week if you don't have any now. And if you want to practice along, like next week, like if you have a controller at home, you can grab a lot of these songs from Hercules' website. They have a bunch of free downloads every month. I believe tomorrow's when they drop their next pack. You just go to Hercules' site and then you click on Mix Room. Miss Space Babe, love you too. It's good to see you in the chat. Thank you for popping in. It's been a while. Oh, the pitch control on this is short, but I believe it's short distance-wise, but actually what's crazy about it is in this software, it actually lets you take it like crazy up and down. Like this is minus 50. Chopped and screwed. And then if you bring it all the way to the other end, yo, it's this hyper house. Let's rave. A 160 BPM, doing some drugs, do. Okay. And then back to where it was created at 107. Let's do drugs. Yo, man, you're fucking crazy. I love you. You're crazy, man. Crazy. I like you, but you're crazy. Give me all the sugar. Slow it down to a normal heart rate. Whew. What a day. What a day. Alright. Let's see if I missed any other questions. Last call for questions, y'all. And then we're going to jump into a DJ set because I don't know if I can keep talking. Oh my goodness gracious, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm so tired. Like, I'm so tired. I feel it in my throat, in my jugular. But a good tired, like I'm like, okay, I feel good about how tonight's stream. Like, I really, like I said, I am sharing everything I could possibly think of, but it is going to be a 4-part series because I think the human mind, the human brain really only has about an hour's worth of, intake before you got to switch up, environments and such. So I think we've maxed out for tonight. Yes, we were counting out bars or phrasing for music. So we'll count it out again for this track. This is mad chill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. And Sausage Clown, you've kicked off a hype train. Thank you so much for gifting that sub. Squawk with the 11-month resub. And oh my goodness gracious, you three have kicked off our hype train. I think this hype train calls for a royalty-free banger. Yes, I do. So let's fade out of this bad boy. Let's do a little echo out. No? Maybe I disabled it somehow. I don't know. There we go. Okay. Let's bring in our royalty-free banger for the hype train. Get learned with Club Mesh. Let's go. It's a hype train. 69% is beautiful. But can we take it to level 2? Let's go. Hey. Dr. Feelgood, thank you for the follow and welcome. Who wants to take our hype train to level 2? Who's gonna hit that 69? take us to 100. Ningable, thank you for gifting that sub. Oh, to Chamber Visions, perfect. Love it. Oh, Tofu Chan, thank you for the follow. Kev's Corner with the 420. Let's slow it down for the 420. Whoa. Yo, it's crazy over here. Seymouragu, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, let's bring it back up because we got a hype train to sustain. Let's get hype. Can we get hyper? Yes, it's definitely giving me Timbaland energy as well. Okay, we're gonna bring in another royalty-free tune. This one is a nice little like bop, a little beat. Boom. Let's go. Russ, thank you for gifting that sub. Tighten up. 62% on this level 2 hype train. We can turn it into a hardcore track. Perhaps if the hype train gets hype enough, we'll just speed it up. Oh, and I'm currently mixing in Hercules headphones. Really, they obviously wanted me to demo the mixer. This is not sponsored. I just genuinely think their headphones are great. For a price point of $69, for some reason we like that number here. But for $69 headphones, or even if they were $100, I really think the sound quality is quite great. Like, there are other headphones that I love more, but those cost more for a more entry-level set of headphones. $69, like, even Chess likes them, and Chess is probably like who I would say is the most opinionated when it comes to gear. If the headphones kind of flip out, see, like they go flat, which is handy for DJs if you're using one ear to listen. Like, I have opinions too, and standards, but I think that I don't know, not as like vocal about like what I think sometimes. And so I bring up Chess as the reference, because I'm like, if Chess says she likes it, she actually likes it, you know what I mean? She's not just saying it to be fluffy. Oh yeah, a lot of headphones get caught in my hair. This one hasn't clipped yet, but what I have noticed though with almost all headphones, if after I use them for a while, I think what happens is like the joints or something maybe loosen up, and then increasingly I'll have more strands of hair get caught. But so far these have not clipped me at all, which some clip me right out of the gate, so these are all right. They get the Lonnie stamp of approval. Oh my goodness gracious, thank you for the 55 bits. Pixie DW, welcome back. Happy 1 year anniversary. My goodness. Love it. Okay, let's see. What other tracks do we got in our catalog today? Ooh, okay. I have another little royalty-free banger for you. Who's gonna take us to level 3? If we make it to level 3, we're gonna bump to our next little bop. We're at 97%. One and only, thank you for 69 bits. We have 2 seconds. Come on. Can we? Oh my goodness, just missed it. But you know what, Content Pro, thank you for the 100 bits. We're gonna play it anyways. Because you were really close. You're close. Oh my goodness gracious. Thank you for the reminder. I do need to hydrate. Let's have some water. Sheesh. Okay. Go ahead. Let's go. The V-Moda headphones, I know a lot of people like them, but I think they're too heavy, personally. And I don't really love the fit or swivel for me, the way I use headphones. DJ C Warbs, happy 8 months, thank you for the Lisa and Papa Law, good to see you. If you're just joining, this is the tail end of lesson 1 of our 4-part series. And I will do my best to archive this set. Hopefully, with our song selections, I should be able to upload all this to YouTube. But like I said, I don't really know until I actually go to do the upload. So, to make sure you don't miss any of the lessons, be sure to tune in next Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific. That's 8 Central, 9 Eastern. All right, this next one, pretty fun. Video gamer protagonist, thank you for the follow. SF Stacy, welcome back, good to see you. I hope you guys got learned today. Hope you learned something new. Hope you found this helpful. And more importantly, I hope it was fun. Like, I think some of you are not even trying to DJ, you just were curious what goes into DJing. I hope it gives you a little more insight into what the hell I'm doing in our streams. Thank you, Kev. Okay, I think this track's fun. Here we go. Actually, you know what's funny is I said I didn't think I could talk for 2 hours, but here we are. This is like, we're about to hit that 2-hour mark. Okay, yes, Squawk 2, we'll see you next week. Isn't this one fun? Yo, I'm glad you found today inspiring and helpful. I really put quite a bit into the setup and figuring out the lesson plan, so I appreciate the feedback. And again, if more kind of comes to you, like questions, send me a message on Discord or you know, yeah, join the Discord, drop me a line, whatever, and I'll use that in planning lessons 2, 3, and 4. Like I said, because I'm putting so much effort into planning these streams, if there's some small thing I can do to make the next one better, please let me know. Aladdin Ravecore is amazing, Tab. Let's find all the Aladdin ravecore. I remember we talked about finding remixes of No Doubt, Don't Speak. I think there was only like one in existence. But that would have been an amazing subgenre. Club Mesh is definitely that corner of the internet where we find things like Aladdin ravecore. Is that Zayed? 11 Zayed 11? How do I pronounce your username? And thank you, you've been here like the whole time. I appreciate it. Yay! I hope to see you guys at the next one. Getting learned together. Getting learned. Let's see, who do we raid? Who was that? Found somebody. Before I do that, I think I need to bring the music up for our raid. Oh, and first I gotta do credits. Hello. Gotta say thank you to all of you for supporting the stream. Bangers and mashups. Welcome, thank you. Where can you get a good music library? We'll talk about that more in a future lesson, but there's record pools, and you can actually, you don't even have to download music now. They've really made DJing so easy. You could even just like subscribe to SoundCloud or Tidal and do like these beat links where you can DJ off of stream songs. Never did I think that would be possible. Like to go from records to digital alone was already like, yo, so much flexibility. And then to go from that to freaking DJing with streamed music, like mind blowing. But I guess, you know, not being totally, if I just dwell on how hard the past was, that's what would make me old. So I'd like to focus on what we can do in the present and what we can hopefully do in the future. Sea Warbs, thank you for the resub. Yeah, it's crazy, y'all. We're living in the future. Sometimes I'm like, yo, we live in the future, but like, there's some things that are hella primitive, like people not knowing how to wear a face mask. But that's another conversation for another time. Rainbow Auroras, thank you so much for the 200 bits. I hope your booster shot went well. I'm going to try to archive this stream on YouTube, so hopefully you can catch it then. Thank you to everyone who dropped some bits into the chat. Thank you to our moderators for keeping everyone safe and hitting those commands. Oh, one reminder, I'm gonna hit that giveaway link because I want you to be able to enter. You'll be able to enter each time I do one of these streams, so you can enter a maximum of 4 times. So if you haven't already, you just have to submit your email and your Twitch handle for a chance to win. It's that easy. Thank you so much to everyone who is subscribed. Subscribers and gifters, thank you for supporting the stream. Really happy to have you a part of the sub club. I hope you like the emotes. And to our new followers, thank you for the follow. I DJ all genres of music. I tend to do throwbacks like hip hop and R&B. That's my pocket on Thursdays. On Fridays, I do an assortment of party jams, house, hip hop, anything that makes you dance. And Sundays, I do a chill stream where I play music that gets progressively chiller until I put you to sleep. Alright, like I said, I'll try my best to archive it. Hopefully, with our sweet selection of royalty-free songs, we'll be able to live on the internet forever. Thanks, Bad Company. Welcome. I'm all in the camera. Hello. Yeah, this is me, shaggy quarantine person.
Well, I can type on my other computer. That would be a better move.
Do I have any split ends? This camera's so freaking HD. Hello.
I think my hair's alright. Because,
it's not colored or blow dried. Oh my gosh, this camera's too HD. I feel like it can see all of every detail on my arm.
okay. So here are my socials. Here is the Discord,
where you can keep in touch with all the folks in the chat. Our Discord is very funny, if I do say so.
and that's not because of me, it's all the people in it. It's all the mesh heads. And then lastly, let's do our giveaway link. And in case you missed it, link to the gear brought to you by Hercules. Hey, it's me! Thank you for subscribing for 2 months in advance. I really appreciate that. Alright, last call on the giveaway links. Social links. Give me a follow. I'm DJ Lonnie Love everywhere. I'm talking with my hands, since that's the only camera we have tonight. Give me a follow, okay? Please? Pretty please? Join the Discord, where all the mesh heads live. Our funny little corner of the internet. And alright, let's get ready to raid. I found a fun stream. Finezza. This controller is specifically for juiced, so I would recommend looking at the 500. The Impulse 500 is $300, and I think it's really great value. If you're like, 300's too much, then you can get this model, and this one will run you $200. So if you can spring for the Impulse 500 at $300, I would highly recommend doing that because it's compatible to softwares, and you get even more features and lighting cues, and it's sturdier, it has nice feet and stuff like that. But if you're just like, dude, I just want to spend as little as possible and just to get started and jump into it, I think the Impulse 200 and Impulse 300 are a really great place to start. Especially because the juiced software comes with so much support. Like, they're really trying to help you start your DJ journey. Okay, we're gonna raid Whistleface. This is my first time raiding Whistleface, so let's do it. They are playing some techno over there. That's why I brought up the tempo. Production started heating up some pizza, so it's my time to go. Time to bounce. I smell salty, cheesy goodness. There's some garlic up in there. Oh yeah. Thank you again for joining me for my first DJ workshop stream with Hercules. And I'll see you tomorrow night for Club Mesh and Sunday night for Let's Fucking Go to Sleep. And next Thursday will be part 2 of our 4-part series. Thanks, guys. Have fun with Whistleface. And I'll see you tomorrow. Love ya.